let's talk. What we're gonna do in this video is talk about how healthy hair care practices lead to long, thick, and beautiful hair. And in this video, I'm gonna show you multiple Black women with long, thick, and beautiful hair, and they don't do any or follow any team natural hacks. So if you want to get to the nitty-gritty, then make sure you stick around to the end of this video. Bye.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing.
So today we are going to hear from a cosmetologist who runs her business like I do. This is one that you need to book, but unfortunately this is one that a lot of you may have a problem with because she's real.
This is a lot of shit. Don't even act like you don't know if your hair is not detained, because if you haven't thoroughly combed through your hair and you pull that brush or that comb through your head and it catches, that means it's not detained.
Oh, my good sis was cooking in the kitchen with the snacks and the cooking in the kitchen, right? All jokes aside, this is a conversation that haunts most cosmetologists. And when I'm constantly talking about team natural, you guys get out of your feelings. I'm not speaking of a Black woman who has curly hair, because in a video coming really soon, you're gonna see that I am a Black woman who still has curly hair. You may think that because you see my hair straight all the time, but just because I decide to wear my hair stretched most of the time does not mean that my natural curls are not still intact. They are. And on a video coming really soon, I'm gonna show that to you. But when you are a professional cosmetologist, you understand patterns and routines. Again, this client that's sitting in her chair is somebody who booked a detangling service where she was able to properly detangle her hair, and she got paid for that service. But I want y'all to understand what this woman is about to say in this video. Even though the woman booked a detangling service, there is no way for us to know how long it's going to take to remove mats and knots out of your hair. So because this woman didn't properly detangle her hair before she came, but she booked the service, it's fine. The cosmetologist ran over an hour for her next client. She could do absolutely nothing about that. So if you have a client who books one service, but then you have a guesstimate time frame, like a detangling service is an estimate. There's no telling how long it's been since you've combed your hair. There's no telling how long it's going to take for her to separate the knots and tangles. So any time frame that you book is just a guesstimate, right? So she ran over an hour. I want y'all to pay attention to the haircut that she's doing and think about some of the videos that you see on my channel, right? The ones that have took my channel viral, they all come from women who come in with their hair not properly combed, not properly detangled. And the thing is, if you come to a hair salon like that, that's your normal everyday pattern. It is your normal everyday pattern not to have your hair combed. Most Black women just kind of put their hair in a ponytail, and even on this day in particular, right, if she would have went ahead and like put her hair in a ponytail, most likely she would have just grabbed a water bottle and a brushed her hair all back and put it in a ponytail without properly detangling. And that's how most Black women come to their hair appointments. So when you see online that there's an extra detangling fee, this is why. When you see online that they want you to come with your hair already combed out and detangled, this is why. And sometimes, almost all of the time, the detangling process takes double the time that your actual hair appointment is going to take. So if you didn't properly detangle your hair and you walk into a hair appointment, you book 2 appointments at the same time. A flat iron is going to take me an hour and a half. It could take me 2.5 hours to detangle your hair properly without it breaking or snagging. And these are the things that I don't think people take into consideration. everything as it pertains to your hair is not your cosmetologist's job. It's based on what you book. Moreover, can we get to a place where you don't have to book a service so you can have somebody comb your hair? Because guess what, I love you, but if you comb your hair on a daily basis, you will never walk into a hair salon needing to pay them extra money or having to get an extra hour added on. Just comb your hair daily. Let's keep going.
I know my because if you go over time, it's gonna be an additional 20 per 30 minutes. What's the deal? Be on top of it, cause y'all, I have no words. Oh my God, but I'm just like going through emotions at this. I promise you, y'all. When it gets hectic, I just shut myself off and say, God, take the wheel, cause I have no words. Thankfully, the client before my last client, she did it the right way and booked an appointment, booked the detangling fee, and I really appreciate her for it. She just went over on time, and so I informed to my last client that y'all, if I'm looking down, I'm literally editing while I'm talking. Excuse the crookedness of the camera, my thing broke. I'm gonna have to use another stand. Y'all, I really love doing this. This is let y'all know it's real. I just text dude to see if Seven is asleep because I really need this time right now. I know I need to get home, but I know I'm not gonna be able to edit at home. I gotta finish this up, and I've come too far.
Can I just say really quick that this video made me emotional. I saw so much of myself and so many of my lived experiences through this woman, and I just want to say, girl, I love you and you are dope as hell. If you are watching this video, make sure you click the link in the description box below and head over to her channel and blow her channel up. Like, watch all of her videos and make all of this worth her while, because I don't think y'all understand how much this takes out of your body. The day that she had, now she's sitting down editing the video that we're watching right now. So I don't think y'all understand how much of ourselves we give. Y'all, comb your hair.
But yeah, currently right now it is 12:10, and yeah, I'm glad I started editing. So y'all, this ain't gonna be the best edit, but the client before last, it was pretty dope. I was so happy to do that for her. I wish I was able to give her the full treatment. And that's what I was saying, like, man, if you know your hair is in a bad shape or, you know, you kind of neglected it, let us know, because we're gonna really take the time out and be extra understanding to, you know, what's going on with your hair. But if you straight up lying to us and playing like you oblivious to knowing that your hair need to be detangled, like, man, we gonna feel like it's a slap in the face. And like I said, y'all, it's always the nighttime clients. Always the nighttime clients that do shit like, ooh, that do stuff like that. But yeah, it's like, man, last client, like, y'all, so I ran an hour over on my time. I ran an hour over on my client before the last client. So mind you guys, I'm the type of stylist, every now and then, blue moon, I mess up and not call or text to let my clients know that I'm running late. But this time, I told the lady, I said, hey, you know, I'm running out behind. We in communication. So I was even saying, like, hey, I know I ran over on time. And I completely understand if you want to reschedule, and I will squeeze you my boots if I can. And, you know, what you need to, you know, because, it's my fault. So the lady, man, she had an extra hour. And because she told me she took her hair down and stuff, and she got to go to work tomorrow, and she not going to be able to do, you know, she ain't going to have her hairstyle. So I'm like, cool, you know, I don't have no problem with you coming in. You know, this is my regular availability time. But I said, I don't have no problem. You come in, but just know that I'm an hour behind. So I told her, man, so when I finished my client before her, I finished her. So I told her, like, hey, I gotta go get some more towels to do her head, towels and capes. So I glimpsed at her hair, and I see she got, y'all, as a stylist, a pet peeve of ours is if you take your hair down and you leave the root of the braid, if you leaving it on there and you ain't take your braid completely down, and they're small braids, man, that is a pet. We hate it. We hate that.
From the depths of our soul. And I don't think y'all understand, like, whenever I'm making videos, you'll be like, oh my god, she's always mad, she's so intense. It's because, y'all, she's still behind the chair, right? I haven't been behind the chair for 6 years, right? But this is one of the reasons that I transitioned into something else. It is still happening 6 years later, and I'm not doing hair anymore, which lets me know it's not just me. Why are we at a place where the only time that we comb our hair in a month sometimes is when you go to get your hair done, and then you don't even comb your hair. You never comb your hair. The first time you comb your hair is when the cosmetologist does it in a month. That's ridiculous. And if I say that, you taking it the wrong way, but it's the same way that you would tell your daughter that it's ridiculous that she ain't wiping her ass every time she goes to the bathroom. These are things that I really want us to think about. Like, can we have real conversations? To think that you can comb 400,000 strands of hair with 4 fingers is absolute insanity. It makes no sense. So if we can break free from that and just have healthy practices where you're combing and brushing your hair on a regular basis, then you won't have extra detangling fees. You won't have cosmetologists that are charging you extra just to detangle your hair because it's matted. You won't need to spend a whole bunch of money on detanglers and all of these products because you're going to be combing your hair every day. It never gets tangled, so you don't need a detangler. Y'all,
we hate it because now it's like needle and haystacks. You have all this thick hair. Imagine this thick hair, and I got little small braids that are not completely taken down within this needle, this haystack. Now I gotta find the needles, and that's so tedious. And I told her, I said, when I saw her roots, y'all, I tell you, when I talk to y'all, trust, believe, I just said it to the client. It's true. But yeah, like I told her right when I took a glimpse of her head as I was walking down the hall, finna go down and get some towels, I said, hey, while you sitting there, can you please finish taking down your hair in the front? She said, oh, okay. And I saw it from the glimpse. So I came in and she was still taking down. She couldn't see. I was like, yeah. I said, you took down some of it. So as I was got in her head, I'm pulling strands. She got clumps of hair coming out of her head. And I was like, cuz, are you serious? Her hair was not detangled. And y'all, some people could get away with taking their hair down, coming in the shop, and it's fine. But when and she even said she had shedding, severe shedding. Man, like, it's even different. It's worse when you come and have your hair taken down, not combed out, and it's shedding. That is the worst, because now I have to go through the task of not doing a half-a detangle. I gotta make sure your hair is thoroughly detangled because of shedding hair. excessive amounts of shed hair, because once I put you, and I don't know why people don't know this, once I put you in that bowl, your hair is gonna lock up. It's gonna do this.
And I tell you guys that all the time, but I tell you in a scientific way. Once the hair is wet, the hydrogen bond is broken within the hair. So then your hair gets curly again. It gets weaker and more fragile. That's what she was just saying. But she's not about to go down and explain the bare bones. You're supposed to be trusting her and listening easily.
And now I gotta make sure, because if I don't get it, it's gonna make my job even worse. Y'all, that was so draining. That lady knew. She knew. Like, when I talked to her before she came, the last client, I even told her, I said, hey, I'm running behind. I'm finishing the detangling on my client that I'm on her hair right now ran over, so we over an hour. I even told her that the lady was saying, and she said, yeah, I'm gonna come detangle. Man, y'all be with that bull crap when y'all say that y'all detangle. If you come to me one more time saying you the finger detangled your hair, I'm gonna be forced. I low key want to say, get up out my chair. I no longer can service you. If you finger detangle my butt, man, finger detangle, that is bull crap. Why you finger detangling and not combing your hair? Comb your brush. Y'all, I gotta stop, because that's gonna, I'm finna let this go. Because it's useless saying this, because on every service that I have on my menu says disclaimer in all caps. Before you even book, and you black grown women, y'all need to learn how to read. Please read. I took the time out to write everything on my site. I wrote everything you see when you go on my site. I personally wrote that stuff. I personally put every service on there, every disclaimer, every detail, everything. And because the first client asked me, hey, is the time, the duration that you have, is that the real time? Yes. Yeah, I'm done. I can't talk no more. Alright, so this is the end of the day, because this is going on 9 minutes. But it's just a rant, y'all. I'm venting. But just know that this is the reason why people go up on their prices. And best believe Chrissy Pooh is going up on her prices in the near future. So just know that much. So we can weed out a lot of other people that don't take their hair serious. That's why you see a lot of stylists around here, around Facebook, social media, saying, hey, they strategically have certain prices, because they know that it's gonna be a lot of y'all, and if this don't apply to you, it don't. If you feel guilty, feel some type of way when I say y'all, then you might need to search your own something. But right now, I'm saying that's why a lot of people go up on their prices, because that is weeding out the ones that don't take their hair seriously. That's weeding out the ones, and of course some people still cheap and they take care of that, but it's rare. Certain clients, when they know they finna spend a pretty penny, they know how important their money is. They know, oh, I'm finna spend a pretty penny, that means I'm finna come correct. That means this person don't play.
So a lot of people are not going to want to hear this, but you guys, your appointment does not start at detangling the hair that you have not combed in about 3 or 4 months. All right, before we get started and before we hop into this commentary, make sure you click the link in the description box below and make sure you join the CynDoll network. It is free. Okay, it is free, so there's no reason for you not to be a member at CynDoll network. So make sure you click the link in the description box below. Just follow the promptings on the screen and you in there. All right, we have so much content coming, and on CynDoll TV and on the CynDoll network, baby, that is going to be where I have all of the content that they want to copyright. All right, we have a full lecture coming on that. I'm going deep, so make sure you're over there so you can grab it. All right, but this is where a professional cosmetologist wants your appointment to start. We want your appointment to start at the shampoo bowl, right? Hopefully your hair is already detangled. We may brush through it a little bit just to double check, but just combing and brushing, not detangling mats, knots, and tangles. That's not where we want the appointment to start. If you book a shampoo and a silk press or a shampoo on whatever the service is, the person who you went to book is expecting to shampoo your hair and then jump right into the service. Nobody who's booking 10 people in a day and everybody's coming back to back is mustering in an extra hour and a half for every single client to detangle your hair. These are things that I was going through when I was standing behind the chair 6 years ago, and these are things that cosmetologists are still dealing with right now. The majority of women do not comb their hair, and for that reason we are in this situation, this constant cycle of your hair growing out. You thinking it's long, then you get it blown out just to see that it's see-through, and you have to cut 3-4 inches off every time you get your hair straightened out. Where in reality, if you had very simplistic patterns and you weren't trying to hack every shampoo, you weren't trying to hack every conditioner, you weren't trying to hack every leave-in, you weren't trying to hack combs and brushes and replace a comb and a brush with your 4 fingers, it's crazy. The definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. And for the last 12 years, for over a decade, you guys have been practicing insanity, constantly doing the same things over and over and over and over again, and then going to see the cosmetologist when it's silk press season. Then you straighten your hair out, you cut 4 inches off, and then you right back to where you were. So your hair never grows past a certain length because you won't allow it. Your patterns and routines won't allow. It doesn't make sense to say that black women won't grow hair when every 5 minutes you see on YouTube black women getting all of their hair cut off. And these are people that are on a constant repetitive cycle of trying homemade things, sleeping in certain products, mixing things, leaving products sitting on their hair for 3-4 hours, and then at the end of the day you end up in this situation. Why? When there are professional cosmetologists like the one that we just went over or talked about in this video, the one we just talked to, even when you look at her video, you see her do 2-strand twists. I'm not like, don't ever do 2-strand twists in your life. I'm telling you that 2-strand twists are not a protective style, and if you keep them in longer than a week, you're gonna have more matting and detangling nightmares than you've ever had before, because they're not a protective. It's not a protective style. It's not. It may be cute, but it's not a protective style. And as a cosmetologist, you do certain hairstyles. She did that hairstyle, but she gave y'all a clear regimen, right? She's not anti-heat. So a cosmetologist could be well-rounded. She uses flat irons and blow dryers. And listen, my good sis is a monster with that round brush, okay? Because everybody can't use a round brush, but sis is a monster with the round brush. But for you to do all of these techniques, you have to have your time set up properly. Not to mention, this woman was done at midnight, all right? And then she was about to edit a video. She was editing a video, posting it, going home, picking up her kid, finishing whatever she was gonna finish, and then go to sleep and come back and do the same thing all over again tomorrow. And most likely she was going to have multiple women who did not properly detangle or comb through their hair. It is literally something that will not stop. And you guys fight for your right to be able not to comb your hair. And then you think that it is a cosmetologist's job to do that. And it's not. It's not normal to need an extra hour on top of the time that you book to detangle somebody's hair when your hair is on your head 24/7. You could at any time detangle, comb your hair first. We have to look in the mirror and ask ourselves, why are we like this? Why have we adopted laziness and put this different title on it and said, oh, it's because I'm black, and because I'm black and because my hair is curly, that means I don't have to comb my hair every day because I can't comb my hair every day, and that means I only can use water. It's not true. I don't care what anybody says, it's not true. And when you learn different patterns and techniques like my gurus do in the 7-day hair growth challenge or in the growth cycle blueprint, then you're able to have healthy patterns and routines that end up helping you completely destroy all of those old bottles and patterns, because you cannot put new wine in old dusty crusty bottles. And I'm sorry, all of the things that y'all have been doing previously are old dusty crusty bottles. I know that there was this whole lazy natural movement, but y'all have to let that go, because the laziness is only hurting you, and it's tiring out the cosmetologists that really love this, because there's still a lot of cosmetologists like the beauty that was in this video that still love this craft. She would not do this if she didn't love it. There's no way she would take on this much stress if she didn't love what she did. So why make it hard? Why not just care about yourself that much more and comb your freaking hair? I'm sorry, but I don't really see anywhere else on social media any group of women being scolded by professionals in their race to comb their hair. You're a grown woman. And so I know that me saying this probably bothers a lot of people, but it should bother you. I want you to look in the mirror and ask yourself, why isn't my hair that important to me? Why am I okay with going 2-3 months without shampooing my hair, but this wig that I'm putting on my hair, I'm washing that on a regular basis and combing it and brushing it? Think about it. You'll go and spend $500 on a wig that was grown out of a woman's head, and that woman combed and brushed her hair a couple of times a day, and you gonna comb that wig every time you put it on, but then you got your hair up under there for months. You're not gonna comb it or nothing. All you're gonna do is add oils and butters and products to it, and that's enough. That's all your hair needs. Your hair doesn't need a all of that. And these are the levels of accountability that I talk about here on my channel. And the reason that I'm so happy that one of you left this comment below, I'll make sure I put it on the community tab, which person tagged me in this video or sent this video in a comment. Thank you, girl, because it feels really, really good to see that it's not just me. Right? It felt so good to meet Cree and T, because I'm like, okay, I'm not on the planet by myself. And then to see this woman who's still in the industry full throttle like this, you are not by yourself. And I know it feels that way, but you are not. And y'all have to really start taking some accountability, because cosmetologists like this, they're not gonna stick around for too much longer. They're just not. It's not worth it. This woman, most likely she didn't even make it home till like 1-2 in the morning. She probably didn't go to sleep till like 2:30. And these are the things that I need y'all to understand. So yeah, you don't feel like combing your hair, but you not feeling like combing your hair, understand that behind the scenes, this is what you do to your cosmetologist. This is what you do to your hairstylist. Even though she did it being nice out of the kindness of her own heart, you throw her entire day off. Even if she's nice about it, even if she goes ahead and does it, you still throw her whole day off. Even though the first client that did it the right way, she booked the detangling process, there is no way for me to know how long it is going to take to remove knots and tangles from somebody's hair. There is no telling. It could take 20 minutes, it could take 2 hours. There's no telling. Not to mention, though, after those 2 hours, I still have to do your 1.5-hour service, and I still have to do a good job. She even said in the video she wasn't even able to give her the type of treatment in her hair that she needed after that detangling. And there's so many different layers to it. Like I said, after the detangling, she wasn't able to do the things that she needed to do. But when you look on YouTube, they make you think all you got to do is put this one product on your hair and your hair is good. No, that's not how it goes. And a cosmetologist that knows what she's doing, like the woman that we just watched, because Lil Mama is a boss, okay, with that round brush, baby. And when you know what you're doing, the way that she does, and when you're as knowledgeable as she is about her craft, and then you get all of this extra time added onto your schedule, anybody who would have came in would not have necessarily handled it the same way that the woman who didn't comb her hair did. But she didn't feel bad about coming an hour later because she knew she didn't do what she was supposed to do. But imagine this. Imagine if the person was like, oh no, I have something else to do. Do y'all know how many videos there are on YouTube of y'all dragging cosmetologists because they are an hour late? But y'all don't know that the girl that came before her, that was one of your Team Natural sisters, hadn't combed her hair in about a month, and the first time anybody had combed their hair was your cosmetologist right before your appointment, and she thought that she was going to be done in enough time to do your hair. But when she actually got in her hair, she saw that the matting was so serious that instead of it taking her like an extra 30 minutes like she thought, it's going to take her like another hour and some change. So then she's gonna have to call you and say, hey, I'm sorry, can you come a little later? Because what else is she gonna do? If you just come in, then you're gonna be sitting there watching her detangle her hair. Or she tells her, hey, I know that I told you that I could do it, but my client is here, so you gonna have to get up. Even though I'm not done detangling your hair, you gonna have to get up, go home, and I'll figure out what day in my busy schedule that I can fit you in, and then we can work it out from there. She can't win, because if she does that, then that chick who's like, I already booked a detangling fee, why am I being kicked out? So she cannot win. No matter what, she can't win. What does she do? She can't win. And there's one solution in all of this: both women combing their hair. Oh my God, if both women just comb their hair, this problem would be non-existent. But what y'all don't see is behind the scenes, this is what cosmetologists are going through. Some cosmetologists are dusty as hell. They don't know how to handle their books right, and they just double, triple booking people. I'm not talking about them. They're dusty. But there have been multiple times in my career where my books were solid, but somebody booked a silk press and I thought everything was fine, and she sits in my chair and she still got braids in her hair, or she sits in my chair and she has knots and matting in her hair, and I need an extra 2 hours on top of the hour and a half that she booked, because my next client's coming in right after that hour and a half period has lapsed. These are things that nobody thinks about. And everybody expects for a cosmetologist to just be a superhero and pull a solution out of their butt, where the real solution is you having proper maintenance when you at home. The real solution is you combing your hair. And these are grown women. And I'm a grown woman. I should not have to tell another grown woman to comb her freaking hair. And again, when I say it, it seems like I'm being negative, but it's not me being negative. Y'all don't understand how inconsiderate it is for you not to comb your hair. Just like on the videos where we talk about like waxing, and all of the estheticians coming out saying that y'all don't be washing y'all butt, that is boo-boo sprinkles everywhere when y'all going to get waxed. And these are things that we have to take accountability for. It's not just hair, it's across the board. Our personal hygiene has to level up. If the shoe don't fit and your butt always clean, baby, don't put it on. If you always comb and brush your hair, then I'm not talking to you. But these are things that you have to think about. Cosmetologists are not slaves. They're not slaves to whatever service you need. Whatever you not able to do for yourself, they do. No. If you book a silk press, they doing the silk press. They're gonna do a basic comb out, and then they're going to shampoo your hair. The reason that I'm talking over this video is this is one of my clients who came to her appointment. Her hair was already properly detangled, and her shampoo was 20 minutes. I want y'all to pay attention to how long this portion of this video is. It's 20 minutes. The shampoo is not, I mean, for some people it may be. For some people the shampooing process may be like 2 minutes. No, I'm getting in there good. This is the most important part. If I don't shampoo your hair properly, your silk press is gonna look like a hot stringy mess. On God. So this is the most important part. This is where we move yeast. This is where we stop the overgrowth of yeast on your scalp. This is where we stop seborrheic dermatitis, dandruff, and all of those different follicle infections that you have. This is where they get ended. But if you're constantly going back and forth and over the same things over and over again, then it'll never happen. And those are things that you have to think about. You have to think about the laziness, because it's not normal. Like, why is it that you get up every morning and wash your ass but you won't comb your hair? It literally makes no sense. You get up every morning and you brush your teeth but you won't brush your hair. I need you to remember that your hair can fall out just like your teeth can. So the same type of attention that you give to other parts of your body that people can see fast, you need to give to your hair. I think because wigs and things of that nature are around, you think that you can just put products on your hair and cover it up and keep it going. No, that's not how it should go. And when cosmetologists are telling y'all to comb your hair and things of that nature, or to get regular trims, it's not because, oh, we're scissor happy. It's not because we like want you to go buy shampoo and, you know, there's some type of product linking thing that we're just connected to and we're all in cahoots together to get your money. No, we really do love what we do, and we want you to retain all of your length. If you stop with the minute practices that y'all keep hacking, if y'all actually comb y'all hair and stop using 8 fingers to detangle anywhere between 100,000 to 400,000 strands of hair, will be okay. And when you hear that out loud, that makes sense to you. A comb or a brush is bad, but you are gonna really gonna sit there and think about it truthfully and say that your 4 fingers, I'm not including your thumbs, your 4 fingers, 8 fingers are enough to detangle 100 to 400,000 strands of hair that's on your head? You know it's not. You know that makes no sense. And if you always have single strand knots, it's because you're using 8 fingers to comb 100,000 to 400,000 strands of hair. And it's infuriating. It is, because we're the ones that want you to have healthy hair, and we also know that you're never gonna get it if you don't do any of the work. And most cosmetologists are not trying to fight with whoever has your intellect. I'm not going back and forth with your favorite YouTuber to get you to pay attention to common sense. I'm not going back and forth with the things that you love to watch on YouTube just to get you to pay attention to the science of the human body that your cosmetologist went to school to learn. And when you book a hair appointment, you are not booking her giving you an educational lecture like the ones that I give on my channel. No, you are booking her so she can use the information that she's gathered tangibly on your hair. That's all. So when we're going into this, you're not diving deeper into something like this simply for you to be able to look into what the best product is for you to use or how to grow your hair. No, you guys have to get to a point where you learn the basics, and the most simplistic thing to do to retain length is comb your freaking hair with an actual comb or brush. I swear to God. And when you want to know why cosmetologists get so annoyed, is because your solution is so simple. A comb or a brush costs $10. So to literally sit and watch you guys spend hundreds and thousands of dollars, giving millions of dollars to these businesses, and every 5 minutes they're creating a new tool to make it easier, and hair care cannot become more simplistic. I want y'all to go to her channel, watch all of her videos, and look at the amount of product she's using. You can't see any of it. You won't notice any product dripping down. And y'all, like, pay attention. Really start learning the science so you can learn what type of cosmetologist to go to, because the good ones are out there, but the good ones are getting tired. They're getting tired. They're getting fed up. Y'all, like I know that you go into the hair salon to make your life easier, but in the midst of you making your life easier, you making other people's life 10 times harder. And it's one thing you can do to fix it: comb and brush your hair on a regular basis, and don't use water to do it. Learn the proper patterns and techniques so that way you can manage your hair. You can binge watch my videos. There are hundreds upon hundreds of videos here on this channel, or you can join the Growth Cycle Blueprint, or you can just keep it 100 and just spend hours and hours and hours binge watching my content. There are hundreds and hundreds of videos here, but I need y'all to understand, you are not going to watch 1 to 2 of my videos and then learn everything that it is that I've learned in my career that I've had since I was 17, 18, and I'm 34. So you're not going to learn all of my life's work watching 2 videos. You have to take the time to piece it together, or again, join one of my challenges, the 7-day challenge or the Growth Cycle Blueprint. The 7-day challenge is something, it pushes you forward fast. It's gonna stop your scalp inflammation, all of that, healing your CCCA. It's gonna teach you a new pattern fast. It's not gonna be complicated, fast. But then when we're talking about the Growth Cycle Blueprint, is more conclusive. The 7-day challenge is included in the Growth Cycle Blueprint, but there's so much more information, and I make videos for you as we go within the Growth Cycle Blueprint if you ask the question within the group. So of course it's more interactive. I don't do one-on-one coaching anymore, but the Growth Cycle Blueprint is the closest that anybody in the world, Craig, will ever get to one-on-one coaching, because I will not be doing that again. But if you want that, then the Growth Cycle Blueprint is the closest that you're going to come to that. 7-day challenge is going to be the runner up to the closest you will ever come to one-on-one consultation with me. But the 7-day challenge is constructed for it to be self-sufficient. You can do everything on your own. I do not need to hold your hand. But the Growth Cycle Blueprint is a little different. It's a lot more information. And again, as we go, if you get confused, if you need certain demonstrations, they're there. For example, the thing that everybody was confused about was blowout techniques for a round brush versus a flat paddle brush. And they got a live video demonstration of both that they can go and watch. And then we're going to be doing a trim next. So that's the difference. A lot of people ask, but that's the difference, right? You can sign up for both of them through Sizzle, where through Sizzle you only have to pay a portion at a time, right? So once you go on there, you add it to the cart, and then right before you get ready to add your card information, what you're gonna do is scroll down. Don't add your card information yet. Scroll down to where you see the Sizzle icon, click on that button, follow the promptings on the screen, and you in there. But as you can see, this was a 20-minute shampoo, and all of my shampoos were just like this. So if you decide that you're not gonna comb your hair before you go into your hair appointment, I want you to understand the type of chaos that you're causing, and I want you to ask yourself what's preventing you for caring for yourself, and why does your cosmetologist care more about your hair than you? And why do you expect your cosmetologist to put more time and more attention into your hair than you do? You should love you more than anybody else, which means that you should be taking care of you more than anybody else. And there should never be a time where the first time that your hair is getting touched by a comb is through somebody that you're paying to do it. We have to take accountability. I know a couple people are gonna want to hear this, but let's talk about it in the comments, baby, and keep it simple. Don't be rude, don't be disrespectful. I'm not gonna block nobody, but don't